Have you developed, have you given an attempt to that work? Anything you need to learn or understand further from that point? Or can you handle that? Okay, then we will start today uh, lesson. Actually, today I'm not focusing on like a standard lecture. Instead of, I would like to present a little bit hands-on work or a workshop, a kind of thing. So today you will do some more activities related to project management in information systems scope, and in the latter part I would like to have a little bit like a small revision activity, so then you can write some. I'll give a few questions to you, and you feel free to write your own answers, and you can check your knowledge and understanding and applying something to questions, because this subject is mainly focusing on projects. So but you should have some sort of uh, understanding to apply a special question, like a question like. So hence I would like, it's like the fifth week now, so we are in a good position, so we can try a few questions. So in the first part, I'll give some work for you, like hands-on activities we'll do. In the latter part, we'll do like after finishing this hands-on work, we'll move to have some questions. Then you will realize where you are. I'm not. This is not a quiz or giving marks or anything. There's no any something like that. Just for you, because you should understand where you are now. You have to evaluate yourself, so I'll give that opportunity for you. So please write the answers. I'm not forcing you, I'm not disturbing to you. You feel free to write. If you don't like, you can ignore it and keep quiet, it's okay. But uh, what I'm suggesting is to write the question, answer the questions, then I can help you if you are gone something incorrect, because questions are the things that we can understand whether the student is understood or not. Now a standard lecture or any other lecture, what you are doing, just you sit and hear something at a question paper or some document, you will search something and do. So at that time you are trying to understand something. That's the normal situation. I would like to present this question for today. Pres- uh, Present the questions today, then you can understand where you are. So I think it's better to do like that. Do you have any comments on that? Do you like to have anything to add or modify? Anything that you want to add, or if you want to comment? If you don't like to speak, you can chat with me, or you can send a personal mail for me. It's okay, whatever the way that you communicating. Let me know your thoughts about that. Is that okay, or shall I give a standard lecture for you? Probably it's not like special, like in you are in online situation. I don't know whether you are your state. I can't see your facial expressions. I'm not getting much responses from you, so it might be a little bit barrier for me to make sure that students are understood well or not. Or if you have any problems, sometimes you have a lot of problems, you might keep quiet, and sometimes you might struggling to search something from YouTube or any other channel, or sometimes you might struggling to search somewhere to avoid that time. That's very time consuming. So if you ask the question directly from me, then if I know that If I know that scope, if I know to answer the question properly, then I'll definitely help you at that time. Then you can reduce your time. There's no any question like foolish questions. More prashna ke liye jaati hai. That's a question that comes to your head. That's a question that comes to your head. That might be a question for another person. So you help to the another person also. So that's why I'm telling, if you have any question up to now, please feel free to ask any question from me. Then I can clarify you, because now we have learned a lot. So you can help me. I can help you on that, especially like theoretical things or practical, like especially SRS. If you have any questions related to that, you feel free to ask. Then I can support you at that time. And I hope this today plan would be okay for you also. Since I haven't got any comment, so I'll follow the things. So please follow with me. If you got anything today especially, please let me know. Then I can help you at that time, because we are planning to do some hands-on work. It might be not a standard lecture. Then the other part that I want to ask you, actually I want the answer for this. I have shared few documents like SRS template and a template that is downloaded from internet and SRS. Have you received it? Have you received that SRS document that I have shared with you? Have you checked it? It's a very comprehensive document, just to go through how to write a SRS properly. It's a very well documented SRS. Have you gone through that? I want an answer for that, please. Someone. If not, I can share it now. That's why I'm asking. Sometimes it's in your Moodle. Have you received such a document? SRS template එක්කලා මම SR කියන්නේ ගිය සතියේ කතා කරපු SRS template එකත් එක්කලා තම sample SRS එකකුත් එවුවා උඹලන්ට. උඹලන් ඒක උඹලට හම්බ වුණාද? SRS එක?
Yes, sir.
Right, thank you. Please go through that document, then you can understand a little bit more. So we'll start today discussion. Initially, the first point that I want to discuss with you is a project charter. This is the most initial document whenever you are working in a project. This is the initial document. The project charter is the initial document preparing for project charter is the initial document preparing for the project. So whenever you got the project, you have to create a charter. This charter is a small document. We'll do it today in a hands-on way. And sometimes this charter is known as SO, ERD, or EC. These kinds of words are there, but the core meaning or the use is same. Statement work or estimated response document or business case, whatever the word that you are using in your company, it's the same story in the project charter. There might be minor deviations from the project charter, unless it's like extract same activities are involved. So project charter is focusing, get the formal authorization, because if you speak about like SRS is a formal document, especially like focusing on the requirements. It's not mainly focusing on budgeting. It's not focusing on management, especially. It mainly focuses on the requirements related things. So we want to get the approval for that also. But it's not the formal document to get the approval to start a project. So the SRS is a document to clear out your requirements. What are the functionals and what are the non-functionals, and what are the activities here and they are going. Such kind of things are there. We haven't focused on any budget related things. We haven't focused on the specific scope of the project. Like scope we have defined in the functional way, but not as a single document. It's a very comprehensive document. SRS is a very comprehensive document. This chart is not that kind of very comprehensive document because it's the initial document, and this define the statements that we are going to work. So it's like a more like another agreement in between client company and the development company. So it's mainly focused for the formal authorization. Some of a few key features. Some of key features of a charter is there should be a project name. Under this project name, we have to write down the project name. It might be the project name defined by your board of directors, or it might be the project name that is defined by your team, whatever the project document, the project name. There's a name for anything to identify this is the project. And there's a formal authorization. We'll see a document, then we can understand this formal authorization. What's this item is here. And the project scope. What is the project scope? We are not supposed to give very comprehensive, very detailed document. It's just a very simple document, so the scope should be very simple. You should not try to explain in and out like functional requirements, non-functional requirements. We should not. Under the project scope, we just define the most specific or most roughly. If we tell something, that's the project scope. We will do a small example in there. I'll explain a sample scope. Then the project manager, obvious. The milestone schedule. What is this milestone? In any given project, we should deliver our deliverables. Deliverables means what are the things that we are going to deliver, the deliverables in a specific date. As an example, if we start a project Jan 1st, 2021, and what are the things we are going to deliver on 1st of Feb. At the 1st of Feb, we are supposed to deliver a login system. That is one milestone. Likewise, until the entire time period, entire duration of the project, from Jan 1st to June 1st, we are planning to end our project on June 1st. That period, what are the things we are deliver and when we are delivering? Those things are defined in this milestone. So there should be a schedule. There should be a proper schedule. That's the meaning of this milestone schedule. Project budget, obviously, how much is the cost? Then the signatures, that means the formal authorization. So these are the very abstract, or the most important, not the abstract, most important, the key features of a chart. Now we will do a small practical on this, then you may get more understanding on this chart. Then I'll give a scenario for you. It's yours. Then I'll explain the document. Then I'll give a scenario so you can understand it and come up with the project charter individually. And please share with me. I'll give sufficient time for you because As per my experience, whenever a student learn in the class is the best time to learn. If you understood in the class, you don't want to spend much more time to search something. If you haven't get your hands dirty in the class, that means you have to spend a lot of time. So please do this. But if you feel to not share, it's okay. And if you feel to uncomfortable to do the things in class, it's okay. But I highly recommend to do these things in the class and share with me. It's okay, I'll give the comments. I'm not telling this uh, Manisha is very bad, he is writing something else, Manisha is not a good person, what is this document, Manisha? I'm not speaking like that. I'm giving very, if someone is telling something like incorrectly, I'm giving a common comment for everyone, then you can get into yourself, and it might be another answer for some another person, right? So please, we'll do these practicals like today. Let me share my screen with you. We will see what is a project charter. This is a sample document that you can use as a project charter, and you feel free to do some modifications according to your business. But this is like a very simple document and very detailed document in the other view, because it provides the all information. Let me share the things that you have to go through in this document. There should be a project title. I'll give a project title like uh, project project. Or simply you can do like this. You can abbreviate this SLMS here, SLMS. Likewise, you can give an abbreviation. So it's a common thing in project title, and a small description. This system, this chart, this project is focusing on developing an online remote learners. Very small description, very brief. Then prepared by, who is the person? Prepared by, it might be your technical writer, or it might be the project manager, or there might be an account owner or the account deliverable who is the responsible person. Then the date that you are using in your company and your country, whatever the date and format that's related to here. And this might be the version. It might be 1.0 or 1.1 if there's any modification. 1.0 means the initial document. If you have a small modification or a minor modification, you can use 1.1 kind of thing. Then once it comes to another major modification or a major uh, change, you can have another project charter as version 2.0. Version 2.0 for this project, the exact same project I'm speaking. If it is a new project, you have to create a new project charter. Now I'll change, this is the initial document to 1.0. Then there are small description. What should you write in your document? Assumptions, what are the assumptions, what are the project scope, the milestones, as I told you, like milestone, what is the milestone, and what is the deliverable, the date. The milestone is the login system, deliverable is the functional login system. When you are going to deliver on 1st of just given rough dates. And there might be another system like cost management, then fully functional, then I'm deliver it on likewise. You have to define when you are delivering. Now make sure these dates are roughly estimated. It might be change, but make sure to have dates most possible dates, because you know your team, you know your team competencies, and you know your allocated budget, you know everything once you are starting right into this document. So be realistic, because if you are delivering your cost management on 2025, then definitely your project chart is a fail, because there's no point, no one will accept this one. And it should not be the like unrealistic. It's like 1st of uh, August it's delivering, and 5th of uh, August it's delivering. It's unbelievable. In 4 days you are completing your cost management. It might be like unrealistic. So you should not be unrealistic, but you should be more realistic. And because these are the very high level deliverables, the major milestones. So in here in the under the cost management system, there might be lot of another functions like subject management, and cost module management, cost module leads management, and cost coordinators management. There might be whole lot of scenarios inside this milestone. So you should calculate as much as possible. You should get the minimum time, but you should be able to achieve that goal also. That's the important point in here. And I think these are very self-explanatory. No need to explain again assumptions and stuff. I have discussed these things in few times. And the impact statement in here, the impacts, the potential impact, and the systems that units that you are going. Now we will get an example, like it might be a situation like we already having a login system, and we are going to add uh, authentication with auth, or in simple terms like you have used like Google, login with Google, login with Facebook kind of thing. That is the auth login. So you are integrating this thing. Then there's a potential impact that new customers records not in current login system. Why? Up to now, your login system is using username and password. There's a separated table to maintain these people. But since that now you have added another feature, there's a potential impact for the current table, because you can't search a person in the same table if you have designed this feature and delivered it, and a person use that login. I'll make it very simple. You have introduced this login from Google, then another person, the new users use this login from Google. Currently your table consists of all the usernames and password. I'm not telling extract same username and password, it's like secured, but somehow there are records. At least usernames can be queried. Now onwards, there's an impact. So for the login system. So what are the systems or the units impact? The login system. This is the impacted system, or you can specify with the table name. Table, this thing, login, user login table. Under this database and stuff, you can define if you know. If you don't know, just more than enough to have this login system. Clear? So there might be impact. It might, if it is a newly designing system, there might be impacts. If it is an existing system, once you are integrating, there might be another set of impacts. So you have to think what kind of impacts in here. And the roles and the responsibilities. Under here, the sponsor and the project manager, team member, customer, subject matter expert. These resources are defined in here because we want to get some details and responsibilities, like kind of things are allocated for these people. Sometimes there might be more people, sometimes you can remove some roles in here. It depends on your project, because projects are not a specific thing, it's changing. There might be new roles and new responsibilities might be there. According to that, you have to adjust. As a project manager, you should be able to adjust these roles and responsibilities table. This is very simple and you can define definitely. And what are the resources? Your budget, and it might be some sort of like air ticketing, and there might be some other hardware that should be imported from another country. Kind of things are there. And what are the constraints? What are the problems? What are the problems that you might face? Because the project funder should know what kind of resources are actually required. Sometimes your client might don't think about, or have no idea about, or ignore about some resources. But once you are starting the development, it's your responsibility to make sure your client to have good understanding about this resource. And the project risks. What are the risks? How to risk? There's a separate part actually. I haven't speak yet. how to have the mitigate the risk, and what are the different risk strategies and risk uh, planning, such kind of are there. But basically, if there's some risk is there, like as we'll give an example, like some product we have to import. Think now you are developing a system and it depends on Arduino. So currently the Arduino boards are not in here. It's very rare and it's a risk. I think a very simple example I have given, but you have to think like that. These are very high level project risks. These risks can be add or remove while we are running the project. And how we are going to minimize this risk, or what is the mitigation plan for this risk? You have to mention what is the mitigation plan. That means you have to wait until for another Arduino board, or you can go for like Raspberry Pi or something that is available, whatever is suitable. If it is a suitable product is there, then you can go for that. The other way around, there might be risk like budget risk. What kind of Sorry for the disturbance. Actually, there was a power cut, and can I have someone's phone number? If I such kind of things, then I can call you, because I don't have a phone number of your person, whoever the representative. Do you have a representative for a person like that, or is there a responsible person, or do I need to call to Banuka and tell what's the procedure that you are currently following? I need an answer for that actually. කොහොමද ඔයගොල්ලන් කරන්නේ? මට නැත්තම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ෆෝන් නම්බර් එකක් දෙනවද? මට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කතා කරන්න කවුරු කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා නම් එහෙම රෙප් කෙනෙක් හරි කවුරු හරි පොඩ්ඩක් මට ඊමේල් එකක් හරි දානවද, නැත්තම් ෆෝන් නම්බර් එක දාන්න මට. මේ එතකොට කන්ටැක්ට් කරගන්න පුළුවන් හදිසියෙ මොකක් හරි මේ වගේ සිද්ධියක් වුණොත්. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මට ඇලර්ට් එක එනවා මේ ෂෙඩියුල් බව කට් එකක් තිබිද්දි මම දන්නේ නැද්ද ආවේ නැති ඇයි කියලා. Somehow it's okay. We'll continue the activity. Please share, make sure to share your phone number, one of your phone number. I don't care who is that. කවුරු හරි කෙනෙක් මට phone number එකක් දෙන්න. එතකොට මට immediate situation එකේදී කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. නැත්තම් මම බානුවට කතා කරලා කියන්න. Whatever you prefer, it's okay. Right? Now, here we have done right. Now we have discussed about these risks and how to identify and mitigate these risks. Now the next point is the success measurements. Identify metrics and target you are trying to achieve as a result of this project. For example, overall cost saving this much of reduced processing. Now we completed a project, you should know this project is a success project because we have invested our time, we have invested our money, and lot of resources we have consumed to complete this project. At the end of the day, this project should be something like worth. So what's the best criteria that you can indicate your project is success project, or what are the key features that you can show off after proposing this functionality, after proposing this activity? Our processing time is reduced, or our overall cost is reduced. Something should be there. So this is the success measurement that you have to follow, and these are the signatures by the project sponsors, customers, and sometimes there might be some another alternative people in here. You have to get the official signature of these people and the project manager. Such kind of things are in here. So this is a simple project charter, but this contains all the requirements. So that statements of work is defined in this scope objectives. We are defining as the statements in here, and the project scope we are defining as statements. So that's why some people are speaking like statement of work. Like different aspects are here, and some minor modifications also here for this charter. But overall document is representing the initial sign off from the parties that is involving for this project, and it defines rough idea of the project. I think it's clear for you. If you have any questions, you feel free to ask and clarify now. I have shared two documents the question and the charter template. So please go through this rough idea. This is an actual scenario, actual discussion given by a client. So what you have to do is you have to complete a project charter upon this question. So you have to assume, you have to get relevant assumptions, and you have to give relevant names according to different places. It's up to you, but be realistic, and you have to assume what are the milestones that you are going to follow. What are the milestones that you are going to follow? So such kind of things you have to go. And make sure to complete your activity. Like I'll give around, for this activity I'll give around 15 minutes, or yes, we'll try within I'll give 15 minutes, more than 15 minutes. Like I'll 9:45, we'll back to 9:45. Before that, start your work, please let me know I'm here. If you have any questions, you can chat with me, you can call me, or you can email me, whatever the way that you are like to prefer to discuss with me. You can speak or share your screen and let me know what's the questions, query that you have. Let me know. 15 minutes is enough for a rough document. It might be not a complete document, and today we will start this document. And if you want more than 15 minutes, let me know. It's okay, I'll arrange it. It's not a problem at all. Just I want to make sure that you have understanding. Unless there might be a lecture that is happened, then at the end of the lecture you can't do anything, you don't know anything, there's no point of that lecture. Is it? So I don't want to have that happen in my lectures. So I'm giving sufficient time in class times for you to make sure that you are solid enough to battle with others. So make sure to do this. Unless this environment is very competitive, and you should be someone who is out of the bounds. So you have to do something extra work. So that's why I'm telling, always hang with me, and then I can support at that time to make sure to your success. So please let me know if you have any questions, and you can start your work now. 9:45. I believe there are 4 students in here. You four will be share your documents, and one student email me. Unfortunately, there's another power cut for that person also. It's okay, and we will try. Actually, we will try to complete this activity. Please, you four share with me. If you have any concerns, you can ask. It's okay. Like voice, like nothing. Like it's like individual class, a small group class, right? So it's like small class. So it's not a large class. You can speak with me. ඔයාලට ඕන දෙයක් කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්, ඕන දෙයක් අහන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයාලා ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහුවයි කියලා මම මුකුත් හිතන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයාලන්ට personally අහන්න වෙන්න නම් anonymous email address එකකින් හරි කමන්නේ නැහැ. මට email එකක් දාන්න. That's it's okay. හරි මම ඒකට මුකුත් හිතන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයාලගේ anonymous එකකින් හරි දාන්න. It's okay. බලන්න චුට්ටක් ඔක කරන්න. ඔයාලන්ට එතකොට පුළුවන් මේක කරගෙන යන්න. මම දෙන්නම් 15 minutes හරි ඊට වඩා වුණ 20 minutes වගේ වුණත් දෙන්න පුළුවන්, ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. මට වැඩේ කරගන්න තමයි ඔයගලන්ට ඕන, වැඩේ කරගන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා බලන්න. අපි බලමු චුට්ටක් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද මොන හරි ගැටලුවක් ඉඳලා මම හිතන්නේ නැහැ ගැටලුවක් එයි කියලා. try කරන්න බලන්න. මම දෙන්නම් වෙලාව ඔයගලන්ට. ක්ලාස් එකේ දැන් පටන් ගන්න බලන්න. Do you have any question related to document downloading? ඔයගලට කාටේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් මට ඔයගලන්ගේ email address එක දාන්න. මම ඔයගලන්ට මගේ mail එකෙන් ඔයගලන්ට දාන්න පුළුවන්. මට ඔයගලන්ට mail එකක් දාන්න පුළුවන්. මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් මට චුට්ටක් කියන්න. එතකොට මට මේ document එක personally ඔයගලන්ට email කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයගලන්ගේ email address එක share කරොත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් විතරක් නැත්නම් මේකෙන් download කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් download කරගන්න. error එකක් මොනවා හරි එනවා නම් කාට හරි චුට්ටක් මට කියන්න ඔයගලන්ගේ personal address එක හරි මේ official email address එක හරි මොකක් කරේ කවන්න email address එකක් මට එවන්න මම එතකොට මේ එකට ඔයගලන්ට දාන්න පුළුවන් කොහොමද ඔයගොල්ලන් හැදුවද have you completed this document what's the status do you want more time or any problems that you are facing any issues do you have any problems do you need to add something or do I need to rework on you please share your thoughts and your comments on this ඔයගලට මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් චුට්ටක් මගෙන් අහන්න. ඒක ඔයගලන්ට තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් හරි කරගෙන යන්න බැරි නම් හරි වෙන මොකක් හරි ගැටලුවක් තියෙනවා නම් මට චුට්ටක් කියන්න. එතකොට මම දන්නවනේ ඔයගලන්ට මෙහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා කියලා.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
How can we download the document through this?
Just right click and save. The document is here there. Once you click there, you can download it directly. There's 3 dots.
Yeah.
In there, there's a download.
Fine.
Still you are reading the story. Have you started or do you have any problems in there? උගලට තව වෙලාව ඕනේද ස්ටාර්ට් කළාද මට චුට්ටක් කියන 3 දෙනයිනේ ඉන්නේ මං හිතන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලන් දන්නව නේද එකින් එක්කිනා third year නේද මම හිතන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ third year කට්ටිය. ඉතින් චුට්ටක් මයිත් එක්ක කතා කරන්න ඕනේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් third year වෙනකොට එහෙම first year වගේ එහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ නේද මම හිතන්නේ. මට බලන්න පුළුවන් නේ ඔයාලා මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් clarification එකක් තියෙනවා නම් I can help you actually. Because this is a practical subject, this is not a theoretical subject. You should apply your theories and get some output at the end of the day. You should be able to manage at least up to a small project. So I'm telling like I think it's time is sufficient for you. Even after the lesson, if you need any help, let me know. Then I can support you. I will conduct the uh, lesson continuously. Do you need more time, or I hope it's enough? Okay. Now we will discuss about work background structure. Sorry. Uh, right. Now we will discuss about work background structure. Work-based project has lot of tasks to complete. As obviously, we know there are lot of projects, tasks to complete a given project. Now, a given project is having, like, sometimes it might be 500 to 1000 tasks are there. You have to complete these tasks. Your project completion means you are completing each of these tasks, a small task. Simply a to-do list. Actually, a project is completing a to-do list. To-do list means a list that you have to do. Probably you are keeping a record what you have to do today, you have to do tomorrow, whatever the time, and sometimes 10 o'clock you have to do these things. Such kind of to-do list is there. So this is like a background structure is a like kind of a that kind of a design, and there is a hierarchical logical sequence of dividing tasks into smaller tasks. Now this is the point. Now there are tasks, obviously. Now there are a lot of tasks. If we get a task, our project is to develop a school management system, students management system, sorry, student management system. Now this student management system might consists a set of another tasks. Now what are these tasks? We have to think about the perspective, different perspectives. We have to create a student login. We have to create a module for cost management. We have to create a module for subject matters, subject matter management. As an example, quizzes, and what are the extra readings to be like subject related things. An administrative module. There should be an administrative module too. How to do the administrative work. Now, these four tasks can be executed parallelly. These four tasks can be executed parallelly because these are independent work. These are independent work. But at the end of the day, every work module should support for this learning management system. Now, this student login is a part of this management system, and content management, subject management, this administrative work, everything is under this project. but we can divide into small parts. Now this is the largest part. We have divided it into smallest parts. Now what we can do? Now what we can do is we can divide these parts into further parts. Now this login system can develop like this. We can create a module for existing students. Now the system is introducing after the school is running. Obviously that's the situation. Now this existing students might have like have an email address. It's an email address specified for your organization, like at uom.lk kind of thing is there. Now these students can use this email address for this login system, and obviously there might be another set of students who are supposed to join in future. These are the new students. Now these two tasks, also another two tasks which might runs parallelly. We can develop a separate module for this, and we can develop a separate module for this. Now this activity this work can be divided further. Now this is not a student who is currently enrolled. This student is currently not a student in this learning management system. So what we can do, we can create an email address. This is a separate part. We are creating, like, the user student fill their personal details, name, age, and other stuff in here form. After filling this form, the student will get an email address. You have to create a new email address for this new student. Same time, what we can do, we can develop another module. We can let the current email address to use. That means there's a personal email address for everyone. Then what we can do, we can create a table, or we can create a separate module to grant a new email address for new student by using old address. I'll explain it further. Now this is your Gmail. You can log in to the system using your Gmail. Right? Now you can log into the system using your Gmail. Once you logged in, the system will automatically create another email address with the uom.lk or whatever your domain.lk or UK or whatever. Now this is your primary email address to work this student management system. This is your primary. And there's a secondary, your personal email address too. Now this is one of a small work breakdown structure. The work is divided into small parts. Learning management system is there. There's a student login. For this student login, there are two parts. These people having like a login with current existing mail address, and not new people. For new people, we are giving another opportunity. The first people to fill their details and grab a new email address from us. The second option we are giving, if a student needs to join with us with their primary email address, then sign in it from Google, then we'll automatically create a new email address and grant it to the student, but we'll keep our Gmail address as the secondary email address. Now this is a hierarchical order. You may see it's a hierarchical logical order. You can't skip, or you can't remove, or you can redesign to some another place. Clear? There is a hierarchical logical sequence of dividing the tasks into smaller tasks. So this is the largest task, and I have divided into another small 4 parts. I have divided into further 4 parts. And this module, I just get an example for this. I have used this module and divided into another 2 parts, another small 2 modules. And this module I have divided into another small 2 parts, and I'll execute it parallelly. Or it might be another way, it's okay somehow. Now, if we complete these 2 tasks, that means we have completed this task. Back again, I'm telling again. I'll use another pen. Now, completing this task and this task means you have completed this task. The same time, if you complete this task and this task, that means you have completed this task. Similarly, you can, once you complete this task, this and this, once all 4 is completed, that means you have completed your management system. That means you have completed your project. So to complete your project, you have to complete these very small components first of all. Then you have to go up to the hierarchy and do the work up to the hierarchy. Up. Now in here there might be another instance of some another work also specific for this. There might be situation like that. It's a different story, but in a rough case, in a rough situation, this is the hierarchy that you should go upwards and complete the work. Once you complete all the tasks, there might be another 100 tasks in here. Once you completed all these 100 tasks, that means you have completed your management system. I think this diagram is clear and it represents all the hierarchical structure, and it's a logical sequence. There's a logical sequence, and it divided the tasks into smaller tasks. It is no, I'll keep it in here. Work breakdown structure describes this activity. What is this activity? Each and every activity. It describes this activity. What is this activity? You have to develop a student login system. You have to create another email address for this person. Sorry, you have to allow these people with the email address to log in this system. There's a separate responsible for each and every task. There's a separate responsible. That's the activity. This represents the whole project work into different simple tasks. As I told you, it's like simple different tasks are there. Best known is mutually exclusive, completely exhaustive. Now this is the statement, or this is a framework actually. You may heard about that mixed framework or MEC framework, whatever the way that you're speaking. This is the statement. It should be mutually exclusive. That means each component, each submodule should be a clear, discrete module from the others. A clear, discrete modules. That means this is an independent module of this. There's no any merge in between these two. If you have a merge, that means it goes to the hierarchy down. That means the functionalities in here, it's defining in here. But whatever the functionality in here, it should not be in here. It should be mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive. These 4 components having their own responsibility, their own work. Each and every component, each and every subcomponent, each and every small work should have its own work. That's the meaning of this mutually exclusive. Then the other work is completely exhaustive. Completely exhaustive means Once you complete a given work, that means it's completed. I'll explain it again. Once you complete these two activities, then there's no any work to remain under this module. Once, likewise, you have completed up to here, there's another level, there's another level. Once you complete this level, that means there's nothing to complete in here. That is completely exhaustive. You have divided your work 100%. There's no any remaining work. That means all the work is defined in this structure. All the work defined in this structure. දැන් මේ තියෙන work breakdown structure එකක්. මේකේ තියෙන්නේ modules ටික එකින් එකට වෙන් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට මොනවද මේ වෙන් කරලා තියෙන modules වල තියෙන්නේ? එකින් එක්කෙනාට සම්බන්ධයක් නැති තම තමන්ගේම වැඩ කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් modules ටිකක් මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. ඊට අමතරව අපි හිතමු මොකක් හරි module එකක් ඉවර කළා කියලා. මේ modules දෙක ඉවර කළා. ඒ modules දෙක ඉවර කළාට පස්සේ ඒකෙදි අපිට පුළුවන් දකින්න මේ module එක ඉවර කළා වගේ. එතකොට ඒක completely exhaustive. දැන් මේක මේ device මේ component එක තමයි සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම කොටස් දෙකකටම කඩලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ වැඩේ සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම කොටස් දෙකකට කඩලා තියෙන්නේ. වෙන කොටස් නැහැ. මේක 100%. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක 150යි මේක 150යි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මේක 125යි මේක 175යි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. percentage එක වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. weightage එක. මම weightage එක ගැන නෙවෙයි කියන්නේ මම කියන්නේ work එක. වැඩේ. මේ වැඩේ සහ මේ වැඩේ අවසන් වීම කියන්නේ මේ වැඩේ අවසන් වීම කියන එකම වෙන්න ඕන. මේ ටික ඔක්කොම මේ විදිහට ඉවර වෙනවයි කියන්නේ මෙතන තියෙන ටාස්ක් ටික ඔක්කොම ඉවර වෙනවා කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ ටාස්ක් එක ඉවර වෙනවයි කියන එකමයි. ඔකට තමයි මේ mutually exclusive and completely exhaustive කියලා කියන්නේ. ඒතකොට මේ work breakdown structure එකක අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ අපි දෙන විශාල අපේ ප්‍රධාන ටාස්ක් එක අපේ project එක සම්පූර්ණ ලොකු project එක අපි කුඩා කොටස් වලට බෙදලා වෙන් කළා. ඒ කුඩා කොටස් වලට බෙදා වෙන් කරපු project එක තවදුරටත් කඩා බෙදන්න පුළුවන් තත්ත්වයේ අන්තිම කෙලවරට එනකම් කඩාගෙන යනවා ටාස්ක්. ඒ කඩාගෙන ගියාට පස්සේ අපිට හම්බ වෙනවා මෙන්න මේ වගේ logical chart එකක්. මේ chart එක තමයි අපි මේ කියන්නේ work breakdown structure එක කියලා. I think you are clear about this work breakdown structure. This is like important design, and it should be logical and it should be hierarchical. I think it's very clear for you. Now, once you creating a work breakdown structure, there is a rule of 880. That means none of workflow should be less than 8 hours. What's the meaning of this? Once you have a work under this workflow, it should be not less than 8 hours. It should not be more than 80 hours. Now think very comprehensive work is there and this branch is getting more than 80 hours. Then you have to create another submodule and you have to work on that. That's the rule, 880 rule. Very simple rule but very powerful. Then that means your project is confirmed to complete within a specific time, and you should know what are the risks, what are the risky path in here. Now think it's getting 180 hours to complete this task, and for these 3 tasks it's just 20 hours work, and you have very clear this is the most risky path to develop your project. Then you can emphasize on here, you can keep your eye on this, you can monitor, you can control this, what is happening in this path. That's the 880 rule. Now it's an important document because this defines the activities clearly. How this defines the activities clearly? It has a specific 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, like we are creating a document. Likewise, there's a specific order of sequence, and help to define the deliverables and milestones. We know what are the things that we are going to deliver and what are the things that we are going to complete in this under this project. Helps develop the other documents like Gantt charts. We will have a separate discussion on this Gantt chart. Like there are a lot of documents can be on top of this. Obviously, it minimizes the project risk. Obviously, it minimizes the project risk. Now you may have to realize it. This is the work breakdown structure is one of very important document under the scope of project management. Now this is a small example. In here is the project starting. There's an approval. There's a setting dates, whatever they were. Now for this task, you can selecting a project and you can collect your group members. And think this is another project that we can get the approval from another separate people. These are different things, and this is another different thing. Right, we'll do a small practical on this. I'll show you how to do that activity. I'll share the question with you. Then you can start thinking on that. I'll give very little time for you. How to create your web breakdown structure. Can you please download and start writing a small web breakdown structure, a structure that is like a hierarchical structure that I have draw for the document. Yeah, draw in the class. The question is in the document. Can you please download it and start? I'll give 5 minutes around, not more than that. Or shall I start the designing if it is easy for you? I think so, right? Okay, we will read the question. You are the project manager of a non-profit organization. Now, this project was organized for the 100 families who affected COVID-19. Now, there are situations like in here, we have to do some sort of CSRs. So, this is another story like that. You have planned for a donation campaign to purchase dry food and sanitary items. Now the problem is they want some sort of dry food like to self quarantine, self quarantine, and they want some sort of sanitary items also. The donations made by the organization, other organizations, there are non-profit organizations as well as government organizations, different organizations available, and there are donors. Now what you have to do is you have to draw work breakdown structure for this scenario. Now in here, you have to initially identify the work that you have to do. I'll use Excel to develop this application. Let me share that Excel screen with you. Then it's more convenient for you to do this work. Okay, now we will start drawing this activity. Now initially we will define like in here, it's just a random place. You can start in anywhere. Uh, you have to define the main project. CSR for COVID affected. This is your main project. This is your main project. Now there might be some sort of parallel activities. Your first activity should be you have to form a team. You have to form a team because without a team you can't collect money, you can find any donations, such kind of things you can't do. So form a team. This is the first activity you have to complete, or the first subtask, the task. Then what you have to do, you have to get the relevant approvals. Now since it's a risky project because you are trying to reach, sometimes there might be COVID infected people, so you should be get relevant approvals like health officers kind of people are there, so you should get the relevant approvals. And you should set up your deliverables. Set up the deliverables. What are the things that you are going to collect? What are the things that you are going to collect? Now since this is COVID related stuff, the sanitary items are the foremost things, so you have to define these deliverables. Then you can uh, identify another task, transportation and deliveries. Now I have defined these tasks. You might have some sort of different subtasks. but I have defined these tasks as subtasks. Now under this form a team, you have to search for relevant people. This might be the people who are inside your organization, or it might be some sort of uh, like voluntary workers might be there, right? So in this case I'll divide like into smaller parts. uh, in office workers and voluntary workers and voluntary workers. I have divided this into another two parts. Now we have to get the relevant approvals. We have to take the relevant approvals from different people. Who are the people? Health officers, and there might be people like government officers, like Gramanidari, uh, and other officers might be there. So this then you have to set up the deliverables. How you are going to set up these deliverables? You can define sanity items. And you can define the other dry food stuff, like dry food, and as well as you can prepare even like prepared food too. Somehow you have to define these deliverables. Then the transportation and deliveries. How you are going to transport and deliver it? Whether you are asking your people to visit your place and collect the items and leave, or you are going to deliver to there. Now if you think, if it is to come to your place, that means you are getting unwanted risk, because it's a COVID-19 situation. It's an unwanted risk, because if you allow to someone to enter your place and collect the these food items and sanitary items, if there's an infected person, it's a risk. So the best possible is to hand over them. So I have decided to transport and deliver the items. Then you can arrange relevant transportation transportation for food transportation for food. Because if it is a prepared food, then you have to deliver on time unless it's expired. So I have defined like more than 10 items in here, but you can extend up to your level that you want. Now this is very simple work breakdown structure. Now the missing component is the lines. Once we added these lines, the diagram is completed. uh, please give me 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I'll back here. Please don't leave. Give me 5 minutes, I'll back here short. Yeah, please don't leave. Please accept my apologies, right? Right. We start again. Now, I have defined some sort of basic things in my design. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm allocating task numbers. For this task, I'll allocate 1, here 2, here 3, here 4. Now these are the main tasks. There are 4 main tasks in my work breakdown structure, and these are the main 4 tasks. Under this task, I have another task. Search for relevant people. Now, if we define like 1.1, this is 1, this is 1.1. Now, there's only one task. So that means we can define this one, this former team, as the search for relevant people. Isn't it? So this point is not a valid point. So we have to remove it. Now what happens? We have to get these 2 items into here. The voluntary people and the in-office workers. Here it is 1, then this is 1.1. This is 1.2. Likewise, this might be 2.1, 2.2, 3.1, 3.2. Here, transportation for food. There should be another task, unless they should be removed. We have to add another task, transportation of workers. Now we have to define who are the workers too. Now I have done the numbering system for this task 2. The next point that I have to carry out is the time duration. When I'm going to do this work, I have to define the dates for an obvious case. Now think your CSR starts on 1st of January 2021. Now this is your idea date, this is your starting date. The foremost thing that you have to do is defining your team or the former team. So I'll start it from 1st onwards to 10th. That means on no before 10th, my project team is completed. Now I'll define a date for this. This might be 5th of Jan. I'll ignore this 2021 for the entire story now. It's 2021. This is 5th. Why? From 1st to 5th, I'll try, is there any people in my office to grab here? If not, then I have to go to the voluntaries. Then I can start from 6th onwards to 9th or 10th. Whatever the date that you like, it might be 9th or 10th. Now here is the date that you are starting, and this is the date that you are completing. This is your initial date. And if you want to write more precisely, you can write 1 onwards to, likewise you can write, if you want to write more precisely for a more formal document. Now likewise you have to define dates for this document, but you should be some sort of realistic dates. Before getting approvals, you can't set up the deliveries. Now you can't start the transportation, because first of all you have to get the relevant approvals too. Now in the same time, Now you can define this might be the same date of this, because it's a parallel work. While you are finding a team, the same time you can get the approvals. You don't want to wait until the complete team is forming and you will get the approvals. No need. The same time you can set up the deliverables. What are the items that you are trying to collect? But you can't transport until these deliverables are completed. Your collections are completed. Once you completed, only this date can be defined, and you can define this like health officers. Usually it might be a little bit lengthy, but since it's COVID, there might be some sort of fast response from the health officers and government officers. So we'll define it might be like around 15th. Likewise, we have to define the dates. Now one more activity we can allocate if you like. How much would be the budget for the work breakdown structure? How much is the cost? To form a team, it might be you have to advertise, or you have to do a small social media campaign or something. Then it might be around 1,000 rupees. The cost. This is 100 rupees. You have to think like that. To get the approvals, sometimes it's just for some sort of transporting, to go to the health officers of these office places, visit the office places and stuff. So it might be another 1,000. Likewise, you can tell. Now in this case, you don't want to spend even a cent for find your inside your people. It's 0 rupees. So now I told like it should be like this document should be complete, like completely exclusive. That means whenever your work is from here to up, that means the dates are everything is completed. Now since I allocated 1,000, here it's 0, so it's 1,000 here. That means for a finding volunteer means you want 1,000 rupees. Now the most lengthy date is 10th. On 10th, your forming team is completed. Now if you're not clear about this, I'll draw the lines, then it might be more clear for you. Now these are the layers. This is the first layer, this is the second layer. This is your different work in here, and this is the time that you are consuming. This is the cost. Likewise, you can add time and cost for each and every work. So once you completed this activity, then save it to a Word document or a relevant document, and actually to develop this work breakdown structure, there are online tools as well as like Microsoft Project. There's a separate place, but I have used Excel because I'm not sure whether you have installed relevant softwares or not. To minimize the time, I have just added this work in Excel. I'm pretty sure that Excel is in your machine, so you can use this. And I'll give around 5 to 10 minutes to complete this activity, and you can share with me. At the same time, we'll do that revision activity today. I'll share some questions with you in a Google Doc. I know today interval was a little bit later. Sorry, I'm sorry for that, because there was 2 interruptions from my end. I'm really sorry about that, but somehow we'll manage it. I'll give sufficient time for answer that questions. I'll share a Google Doc with you, like what we have done previously. You take time, and I appreciate to do as a team, because it is project management. You have to work as a team. You should know how to work as a team, especially as a team member, how to discuss in a meeting, how to discuss in a project team. So these skills should be there apart from these theoretical things. That's the art. So discuss with your team. You just one person left due to some reason, so there are 3 people. So you 3 can discuss each other. I believe that you 3 know each other, so you decide which question that you are going to answer, and what are the questions you are, or what question or questions that you are going to answer, and what are the questions done by other. So you should have proper discussion with you without any conflicts. It's your responsibility and skill to have a work as a group. So this is a group activity, no marks allocated at all, but to make sure that up to now we have learned some sort of thing, and you should know to write an answer for this kind of question. So I'll share in chat. I haven't created a Google Doc just now. You can take your break now, 10 minutes around. Now it's 11 o'clock. You can back to your seat and start your question. I'll share the document link in the chat. Then I'll give around 30 to 45 minutes even for that questions, right? It's okay. It's totally okay for me. Then what you can do is you can complete your work, complete your task very easily as a team. Not more than 45 actually. For that 45 is a lot time. Probably we'll try to complete 11:30. If you are unable to complete within 30 minutes, I'll give more time. It's okay, right? I'll share the Google Doc with you, and please make sure to collaborate and make sure to work as a team, learn to work as a team, and give some output. I'm not telling if it is grammatically incorrect, if it is I'm not going to discuss about those things. This is not a language class, and it might be correct or incorrect. It's okay, and you can write as totally anonymous. Still, it's okay. I just want to know that you can work as a team and to develop some work. Right now, you can take your break. Come around 11:5 and start answering the questions. And once you complete your answering, please let me know. If not, we will start our lesson back around 11:30 or 11:45. I'll have a chat with you in 11:30. If not, we'll extend to 11:45. Then we'll complete that activity too, because these are very important things. If you have especially like from ISO, ITO, CSO, whatever the field that you are running through, project management is there. That's the true story. So you should know these things and how to apply these things, not just the theory. Just sitting in front of a machine is not a solution. Okay? I think it's clear. You can take your break and please back to the seat and start your work. I'll create the Google Doc with you and share with you. Right? Have your break now.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I am not allowed to enter the documents, it not access. Please send it my email.
You are Sampath.
Please document.
You are Sampath.
Yes.
Okay, Sampath. I'll share the documents with you.
Yes.
Do you have any questions? So, do I need to help you on that question? Uh, this is not a like a standard question. This is like a question that I have thrown you to search and understand because it's another skill in a project manager. Something that you don't know. There's an organizational hierarchy that is these hierarchies are you. I haven't teach you. At that time, you should get a decision and you should search within like a very limited time and come up with a solution. This is very important, especially for a project management role, but I'm not sure whether that question is hard for you, or if you give me some sort of comment, then I can understand it. What's the problem behind you? Can see uh, not much involved with you. It's okay, but it's for you actually. I think no need to waste on this work further. We will move to the next lesson. I'll give another like 2 to 3 minutes if you want. Still, if you want to add something for that, yeah, because organizational hierarchies are mainly focused in project management. It's normal. It's something that it's not something really hard. If you just search within 10 minutes, you can understand. That's why I have given some sufficient time for you. Do you have any comments, ideas to share with me, or shall I just continue the lectures without giving time for you in class, without any in-class work? What's your preferred day? I just continue the lectures and let you to do at home or some time. If you prefer that model, it's okay. I'll probably that's the, I think so, the best model for you, because not sure why. Somehow it's okay. I think there's nothing to add further to the document, but even not in today, if you have some time, uh, go through these organizational hierarchies and structures. Very important for a person who is in project management field somehow. Uh, right now, I think you can see my screen. Is that start? Oh, it's not working. For some reason, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right.
But it's moving like.
Yeah, it's moving. It's okay. That's the animation. Right. Now, under this NPV, this is net present value. Now, if you are a project manager, there's an investment. So you should know how to evaluate, how to find whether this investment is worth or not in future based on the current values. So there are a lot of assumptions for this technique. This is an evaluation technique under discounted technique. There are two technique types in financial management, non-discounted techniques and discounted technique. So this is a discounted technique. If you don't know, it's okay. In near future, you can understand it well. Now, a few terminology that I want to introduce to you initially. A cash flow. What do you mean by a cash flow? Is cash in and cash out. The amount that is come to you. That is the amount come to you. The amount that is leaving from you for the expenses. Obviously, in any case, even for the personal financial management, there is some amount that is getting from externally. It might be your salary, it might be some another investment, or it might be some another place that you have rented. Somehow there's a cash in. This is the cash in. This is the amount that is comes to you, and there are expenses. There are expenses also. The expenses are like for food, for travel, such kind of things. There are some expenses. Now, when you are earning something, obviously there's a cash out, there's a cash in, and there's a cash out. That's the normal situation. Now, this is the word of that cash flow. So under this context, if I speak about cash flow, that means there's a cash in and cash out, either or both, cash in and cash out. The time value of money. Now think a situation. Give me a second. Okay, time value of money. Now we will see what is the time value of money. Is the meaning of this terminology. What is this term speaks? Now there's an oven that you are going to purchase it for 10,000 rupees. Now we are going to purchase an oven for 10,000 rupees in 2020. Now this is the amount that you are going to spend. This is the amount. Now you already you have that money. This 10,000 is with you. Now think a situation, the exact same oven that you are trying to purchase in 2021. The exact same, the same oven, would you be able to purchase it in 10,000 rupees? Would you be able to purchase it in 10,000 rupees? For an obvious situation, any item, in many items in the world, you would not be able to purchase in the same amount, because you are telling the price increases. In general terms, the price increases. It might be 12,000. Any situation, anything in the world, you can't purchase for the exact same amount. Last year, if you buy something, this year the price is increased. There are situations which is not exactly same. There are situations like the amount is gone down. Rare situations are there, but in general terms, it's increased. Even for your like general food items like dal and stuff also, it's increases. That's yours word. Right? That's yours word. Now this is the time value of money. At that time, your 10,000 is worth to purchase this oven. But this 10,000, the exact same, if it is in your cupboard and you kept it safely, And after after 2020, there's another year, 2021. You have took this 10,000 and you are visiting the sales place, the shop, the whatever the showroom. Then they are telling, no sir, we can't sell for 10,000. It's 12,000. What happened to your money? You safely kept it with 10,000. Now they are telling, sorry, we can't. That's the normal scenario for everything, for whatever the amount, whatever the items in the world. If you purchase it today, that's the best time, because tomorrow the price might be increased. Rare situations like leaf cars, the price is gone low, right? It's a different story. I'm not speaking about that extreme situation. I'm speaking about the general situation. Usually the price is increased. That's the normal scenario. You experienced it, okay? Every day that you are experiencing. That's the situation. This is the term of time value of money. Now, this time value of money can be calculated using this equation. This is the present time value. This is the present time value. This is the future value. Future value means the value is value of current asset at the future date based on the assumed rate of growth. Now, this is the important point here. Assumed rate. We can't exactly say this is the rate, but we can assume at least up to some extent there's a rate. Now, think in Sri Lanka, if you purchase it today, in next year, definitely 10% around it's up, at least 5% up. For like gold and stuff, it's like 30 around. That's the situation of future. Now you are assume this rate is based on different factors. There are different factors like financial markets, investments, fluctuation, those things are there. Somehow this rate is usually given by the financial department for you, so you don't want to think about that much. And rate of interest, we'll discuss about this rate of interest, the interest rate here, right? The rate of the interest. Now here one thing is missing. There's an n, sorry for this. There's power to the n. This is the future value, this is the present value. I is the interest rate, it's in future. Number of compounding periods per year. That means for 1 year n equals to 1, n is 2. If it is 2 years, 2. Now we'll do small exercise, then we'll understand this. Now there's a rate which is known as the discount rate. Now there's a small calculation in here. Now the present value here is, there's another n, power to the n, right? Here power to the n. Right now here, now you have 12,000 in future. Think you have 12,000 in future in next year. Now you have 12,000 in next year. That is your future value. And 1 plus this is the 10% of rate. That means this is 0.1. This is 0.1. 10% means 10% means 0.1. If it is 2 years, 1 plus 10% or 0.1 power. If it is 3, 4, 5, 6, again it's changing. Now once we calculate this amount, we'll get this is the present value. That means if you have this amount in your hand, the total amount, the worth of future is like this. මම මේක පැහැදිලි කරලා දෙන්නම් මෙහෙම. දැන් අපේ අතේ මෙච්චර ගාණක් තියෙනවා නම්, ඒ කියන්නේ මේ ගානේ දෙයක් තියෙනකොට මෙන්න මේ ගාණක් වෙනවා තව අවුරුද්දක් යනකොට. අවුරුද්දකට 10%ක රේට් එකක් තියෙනවා නම්. ඒ කියන්නේ අවුරුද්දකදී රේට් එක අපි හිතමු රේට් එක 5යි 8යි එම වෙනස් වෙනවා විවිධ අවුරුදු වලදී. එතකොට ඒ ගාණට වැඩි වෙනවා. අඩු වෙනවා හෝ වැඩි වෙනවා. එතකොට දැන් මම පොඩි example එකක් දෙන්නම්. I'll give another example. Now you are doing some sort of savings, right? There's 8% of savings, or 10% of, or 5% of savings. Now you have invested 1,000, or you have saved 1,000 rupees, and they are giving annually 5%. 5%, right? Annually 5%. Now you will get this as an interest. I will get this as an interest. Then you will get 1,000 plus 5% to this 1,000, right? That's the amount that you are getting after an year. I'm correct, right? By 5. It's 50 rupees, right? So after a year, after your savings of 5%, they are giving 1,050. Until today, you are really happy with this 50 rupees because you got an interest of 50 rupees, right? You are really happy. Oh, I got 50 rupees interest because I haven't done anything. Bank gave me 50 rupees. See how much intelligent decision I have done. I took 50 rupees without doing anything. Now I'll tell the same story for you. Value of money. Now for this 1,000 rupees, you have purchased something. We'll get a simple example. We can purchase, it might be an iron. We can purchase an iron for 1,000 probably, right? And you withdraw this 1,050 and you will go to a shop and try to purchase this exact same iron. Now they are telling, no sir, we can't sell this for 1,050, it's 1,100. Have you took the wise decision? Have you thought about this forever? ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේක හිතුවද? ඔයගොල්ලන්ට බැංකුවෙන් ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් එකක් දෙනවා 5%ක. ඒ ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් එක ගණන් හැදුවාම ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දේ ඒකෙන් පර්චේස් කරන්න පුළුවන් බඩුවක් ගැන හිතුවද? නැතු ඇතිනේ. නෑ. සාමාන්‍ය හිතන්නේ නෑ. ඒක තමයි normal සාමාන්‍ය මිනිස්සුගේ ස්වභාවය. But now onwards you have to think wisely because you have learned this story. They have given the discounted rate. They have calculated this 5% because they know the actual value is 10%. What the banking people are doing? They kept 5. They give 5 for you, and they'll invest this 1,000 at that time, and they earn money by giving loans and stuff. They are giving loans and stuff at that time. In this year, they start earning. You are trying to get the same amount of money after 1 year because it's yours money. The bank would pay happily the same amount or less amount, the current value of your money. That's the actual scenario that you have faced up to today. Now, if you are doing a fixed deposit or any investment, you have to think about this rate. Especially in Sri Lanka, this rate is highly varied. So be careful before investing, because if it is more than 3 to 5, you have to think very seriously. Now, if you are purchasing a land with an easy payment, what they do, they calculate the future value. They'll calculate the future value. They know the story. They knows after 15 years, this is the amount for this land. Then they sell that amount in this time. Once you complete, they extract same amount. There's no investment. That's the story. That's the power of this discount rate. ඔයගොල්ලන් ඉඩමක් ගන්නවා නම් ඒ ඉඩමේ පාසු ගෙවීමේ ක්‍රමයට දෙනකොට බලන්න කොච්චරක් ගාණ වෙලිලා තියෙනවද කියලා. ඒ ගාණ තමයි තව අවුරුදු ඒ 15කින් හරි ගාණ ඒගොල්ලන් ගණන් හදලා දෙන්නේ. වැඩි වුණොත් පොඩි වෙනසක් තියෙයි. ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ අද තියෙන රුපියලේ වටිනාකමත් එක්ක. ක්ලියර්? පැහැදිලිද මේ ඩිස්කවුන්ට් රේට් කියන එක? මේක හරි ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් සිටුේෂන් එකක්. ඒකෙන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න යනවා ඉස්සෙල්ලා. කොහේ හරි ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරනවා නම් හොඳට කල්පනා කරලා බලන්න කොච්චරක් තව අවුරුදු ගානකින් මට මේක වර්ත් වෙනවද? මේ ගාන ඒ විදිහටම තියනවද? දැන් අපි හිතමු 1000ක් තියාගෙන ඉඳලා ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ආච්චියේ 1000ක් තියෙනවා. තව අවුරුදු 10ක් යනකොට ওই 1000 කිසිම වටිනාකමක් නැහැ. ඒකෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන් රුපියල් 100ක. අද රුපියල් 100ක වටිනාකමක් තියෙන බඩුවක් විතරයි. ඔන්න ඔක තමයි ඩිස්කවුන්ට් රේට් කියන්නේ. ගාන අඩු වෙලා ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් ඇట్లా තියෙන්නේ. ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ 18. 10 අඩු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. එදාට ගන්න පුළුවන් අද කාලේ 100කට තියෙන බඩුවක් තමයි තව අවුරුදු 10කින් ඔයාලගේ 10 නෝට්ටුවට ගන්න පුළුවන්. That's the story. That's the discount rate. Are you clear about this? Are you clear this story, this discount rate and future value and the present value of your money? Now you took a wise decision to do a degree now, because after next decade this cost might be double, so you have to spend double of, but your rupee won't grow that much. That's the story, right? That's the story. I think you are clear with this terminologies now. Now, what is net percentage value? A technique that considers about cash flow, which considers time value of money for evaluating the investment. Now I told a story. Once we are investing, we have to be careful, because the future value, the future value of your money, the purchasing power is getting degraded. So what you have to do, you have to calculate this amount, this money with your cash flows. Let me explain how to do this. A financial function is an investment, so it's a decision making on investment. Now you are making a decision on your money. This is applicable only the cash flows with the same intervals. That means you are calculating for each year or each month. Or it might be for each after 2 years. Somehow your duration, your calculation should be same intervals. The range for 1 year, range for 1 month, monthly. Likewise, you have to divide whatever your definition, your interval, it should be extract same for calculation for 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 3, 4, 5, 6. Likewise, you have to calculate for one definition 1 year, the second one 1 month. No, it's not perfect. That's not the NPV. Right? So be careful while you are doing this. We'll do a small practical on this. Then you can understand this activity well. After the practical, I'll give a story for you. I'll give time for you actually. For not much time, just 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not allocating more than that because I'm not sure whether you are working on that or not. I can't see you, so I'm not giving today onwards more than 5 to 10 minutes, maximum 10 minutes for a work. Then you can try it and let me know if you have any concerns. Even after the lesson, you can call me, you can mail me, uh, any mechanism that you like, you can contact me. Right? Feel free to ask any question in any time, not in the lecture time. After the lecture time also, please let me know who you are. That's it. Then ask the question. Okay. Now we'll do a small practical on this also. Okay. Now we will discuss how to calculate this NPV. Now there are two situations. Oh, I'll hide this situation. Right. Now this is the situation that you are going to calculate. Now there's a discount rate of 7%. This is given. Right. Now this 7% is given even for the questions that you are facing in under this context. It's given, previously given, or if you have to find it from somewhere, it depends on the country, it depends on the product that you are working on. This, there are a lot of features on top of this discount rate. Somehow you should know this is a rate that is depends on the product and other stuff. Now the situation is like this. Now initially you are investing 100,000 rupees. You are investing 100,000 rupees. That means it's an expense for you. It's from your pocket to somewhere else. It's gone now. It's gone now. Now after investing, each and every month you will get a return value. You will get a, now think you are investing in your stock market. Get a simple example. Now you are investing in stock market. You have invested 100,000 rupees in your stock market account. Now each and every month you are getting 25,000 back. This is very hard situation, but Hypothetically think you are getting 25,000 back continuously. In the first month you got 25,000. In the second month you will get 20,000, 25, again 25, again 25. Then you will get 50. Now I want to find the net percentage value for this investment. Now you have invested 100. At that time your 100 is covered. Until here, for the first 4 months, it's not a profit at all because you have invested 100. Its 100 is gone. In general terms, this is your first amount that is written for you. Now I want to find how much this NPV of this net percentage value of this cash flow. There's Excel formula. NPV, this is B3. B3 means your discount rate. I have divided by 12 because I want to find the values in month. If you want to find the values in years, you don't want to divide it by 12. Clear? Now this is the range, that is payback, the amount you are getting: 25, 25, 25, 25, 50. And this is your initial investment. The third component is your initial investment. This is the function that you have to use. This is an inbuilt function in Excel. You can use this. Now think, if I remove this one, this 50 is not in there, but you can see the text color is converted into red. That means it's a negative value. It's a negative value. You are not getting any amount. It's just an expense. It's a loss. If you do this investment 25, 25, 25, 25, they are spent. Now you are getting you are giving a loan to one person, right? You are giving a loan to your friend, and your friend is agreed to pay that your 100,000, 25,000 per year, and after 4 years I'll complete it because it's friendship, no interest. No friend, it's friends, right? You are talking with another friend, so it's a totally free, interest free 100,000 you got. But what happens after 4th year? You are losing 1,441.49 or 49 cents rupees because of that cash flow discounted rate. You lose this amount of money. Yes, this person paid this 100,000. Obviously, after 4 years, that person paid for you. You gave 100,000. You got 100,000 back again. But the 100,000 is not worth at the 4th year. Once it comes to the 4th year, the price is gone down. You lose some amount. So if you add still again, you are getting lose because you have paid in 3rd year. Sorry, 5th year. You should pay this amount in here. You should pay this amount in here. Unless, again, see, it's a small, it's a 41 point and some cents, 32 cents are missing by yourself. Even he paid the interest in next year. Did you got the point? Now this is the amount that the banks are paying for us. Less amount that. You go to a bank or find an advertisement, there's an interest rate, right? That rate is the rate that they extract value of that amount, or very nearly similar or less. You don't get that amount after 15 years. That's the story. Have you got that point? Now, if you get 27,000 in here, then there's a profit for you. Have you got this point? At least 26. There's a small 28 around, sometimes it might work. So whenever you are giving some amount to your friend, if he agrees to pay within 4 years, you have to discuss with this cash flow also. If it is like 25,000, it's okay. If it is $20,000 billion for a company, this is a huge amount, right? $1 billion. Now the problem occurs. Even that point values are too much. For a large scale business, you should think about each and every cent. Clear? Now, again, another situation we'll see. Now you have another point. You have another mechanism to invest 100,000, same 100,000. This is the payback. How they are paying. The first payment is here 25, 25, 25, 20. Here might be 25,000, and then we'll get the 50,000. Right. And here, this is the structure that they are going to pay. 1,200, sorry, 10,200, 20,000, 444. Now it's the different scale. At a glance, what's your choice? Is this or is this? At the end of the day, we'll see the values. It's 150. Sum is 150. In here, sum is 150. So in here, the fifth year, 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, 2, 5. On the fifth year, both companies are willing to pay 150. So there's a doubt on you which investment I will go, because these people are paying 25, 25, 25, 50. These people are paying 1,000, sorry, 10, 20, 40, 40, 40, 40. Now it's a problem. As a project manager, you have to take the most wise decision in here. Now we will see these both NPV values. Here you will get 47. Here you get only 8. Here you get only 8. So your option is should go to this one. Now again, I'll change some stuff in here. I'll remove this 4 here, and they agreed to pay 5 here. Now what's the decision? Now the decision is this one, because it's 47. Because it's 47, here it's 47 1, here it's 47 8. Now once you pay more close to the investment, that means you are net percentage value becomes higher and higher. If you get 7 here instead of 5, if you get 7 here, see, I'll get 2 out from this story. Price is increased. If you get 150 here, within next year you are getting, you invest 100, you're getting 150 next year. This is the point. Next month, sorry, next month. Immediately you will get that 150. Now, this is the whole story of this net percentage value. Now, what you have to think is, there's a fixed one, which is the discount rate for now. But actually, this discount rate is changing year to year in the actual situation. Even for monthly, it's changing. Even sometimes it's like gold and other stuff, it's changing daily. Stock market, it's changing daily, this percentage value. But you can earn. You know, in stock market, they don't do anything. They just invest and they earn. They sell the money. They earn from money. Now, when you have a question like this, there are 2 situations. What is the best option that you are going to do? You should know to apply this net percentage value and find the output of this projects. There are 2 projects, first project and second project. Now here you will get 100 again. Right? Then you will get 10. There might be situations like this. Immediately you will get your return on investment is very quick. Then you will get your amount. Your amount is covered in here. Immediately it's covered. But in the long term, you will not get sufficient amount. This is exactly 150. It's 140. You'll make it to 110. Right? Now it's 140. Both sides are equal now. 150. Both sides 150. දැන් මේකෙදි කරන්නේ මේ cash flow එක බලනවා. Cash flow එක බලනවා කියන්නේ දැන් මේ එතන investment එක 100,000 තියෙනවනේ. මෙතනත් 100,000 තියෙනවා investment එක. එතකොට අපිට හැම මාසයකදීම මේ වගේ සල්ලි එනවා අතට. එතකොට මෙතනත් ඒ වගේ හැම මාසෙකම සල්ලි එනවා. එතකොට මේකෙදි අපි බලන්නේ දැන් මෙතනදී ආයෝජනයක් කළොත් මෙතෙන්දී ඉන්වෙස්ට් කළොත් එහෙම මෙන්න මෙච්චර ගාණක් අපිට net percentage value එක විදිහට එනවා. මේකෙදී ඉන්නේ 38යි. මේකේ ඉන්නේ 47යි. එතකොට මේ දෙකෙන් අපි කොයි එකද අපේ decision එක ගන්න කියලා කිව්වොත් එහම අපි කියන්නේ 47. මොකද අපිට ඒකේ ගාණ වැඩිපුර හම්බ වෙන නිසා. මේක හරි සරල දෙයක් තියෙන්නේ. ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් එක කොච්චරද අපිට payback වෙන අවුරුදු ගානට කොච්චරක් හැම අවුරුද්දකම නැත්තම් ඒ ගාන මාසවලදී කොච්චරක් හම්බ වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න තියෙන්නේ. බලලා මේ සමීකරණය මේක තියෙනවා අපි Excel වල තියෙනවා inbuilt function එකක්. මේ NPV function එක. NPV function එක දාපුවාම අපිට උත්තරය එනවා. ඒකෙන් අපිට decision එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්, financial decision එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. කොයි project එකකටද අපි යන්නේ. අපේ investment එක වැඩිපුරම හම්බ වෙන්නේ මේකෙන් නම් අපි ඒකට තමයි යන්නේ. I think you are clear now with this story. If you have any questions, please raise now and let me know. ඔයාලට පැහැදිලි වුණාද මේ කියපු දේ net percentage value එකේ calculation එක කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා? මොනවා හරි ගැටලුවක් තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. I have shared a question with you. Can you please try it? It's very simple question. And I'll share my Excel sheet with you also. Okay. Have you completed that activity? Okay, we will do that activity. The question is like this. A 5-year project has a projected net cash flow of 10,000, 15,000, 30, 25, and 20 in the next 5 years. It will cost 50 to implement the project. If the required rate of return is 5%, conduct a discounted cash flow calculation to determine NPV. This is very simple question. Now we will map these values into our data sheet. Let me share my okay. Now this is the sheet that I want to check here, the NPV. Five-year project has project cash flow of 10, 15, 30. We'll change these values. 10, then it's telling 15, 30. Then 25 and 20. 25 is there, 20. The investment, it will cost 50 to implement. That means your cash out is 50. And the required rate is 5%. They are telling it's 5%. Instead of 7, what you have to do, you have to change it to 5. Calculate the NPV. Now what's the NPV? 48.6. This is your NPV. Very simple question. How to solve this question is given in here. What you have to do, just you have to add these values to the Excel sheet, then everything will be automatically calculated. You don't want to think, you don't want to do any manual calculations. I'm not recommending to do any manual work, because you should be ready to work in an industry, right? No need to use a paper and pencil and do work, because it's very time consuming. If there's a tool, you use that tool, right? If there's a tool, use that tool. This is not like advanced level mathematical questions. These are very simple questions. Everything is defined in here, so you don't want to worry about that. It automatically calculates your NPV value. So what's the answer? It's 48.6. 638 rupees and dollars and 52 cents. That's it. Very simple question, right? Very simple. You are getting these things in here. This one, and these things as an initially. Then you have to simple calculation and get the output. Just apply these values to here, then automatically Excel do the calculations for you. I think it's also clear And that's it that I'm going to discuss with you today. So we have discussed a lot of hands-on activities like project charters. We have developed a project charter, and we have developed a work background structure, and we have developed a mid percentage value, how to calculate it, and we appreciated the outputs in there. That kind of things are completed. Now I think today lesson you have learned a lot of things, new things probably. Very new things are very interesting things. And if you have any questions, you can ask now. I'll give 2 to 3 minutes to you. Ask any question. It might be not related direct to this subject. It might be related to your project management question, or it might be previous lecture, something. Okay. If there's no question, thank you everyone for the today lesson. We will meet on next week morning.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.